Hey guys, and today I'll be making a tutorial on the Rubik's Cube. So, there's three types of pieces. Edge pieces, they stay between two centers and have two stickers. The center pieces, and corner pieces, they stay between three centers and have three stickers. And then there are centers, and they don't move. Now you might be thinking, that can move it. No, because yellow is always opposite. No, white is always opposite yellow. Blue is always opposite green, and orange is always opposite red. All right. So the first step you're gonna want to do is to make the daisy work. And how do you go from this to the daisy? So first, you start by finding the yellow centerpiece, and then look for edge pieces that have white on them, and you put them on to the yellow face. So you might come up with a case where you have a flipped edge. In this case, put it on your right side and do this. So now the edge will be flipped. And then what you're going to
move your camera down. It's kind of hard to see what you're doing.
Is match the edges up with the right center, and then turn it twice, moving it from the top to the bottom. And then you'll get something like this. And repeat the process for all the other edges. Match it up, and turn it twice.
You want it down. It's a frosty baby.
Ben, and if you have a corner, it doesn't matter. And if it's the wrong one, that is basically why. And don't worry about a corner piece being in the wrong spot when you're done, because that will be knocked out. Then what you're going to want to do is to solve the entire bottom layer of the cube. So you start by looking for corners at the top layer facing outwards, and then matching them up with the right color like that. And then go and then pick which, and then look at the face that it has on, and whichever, and if it's on the right, do a right trigger, which is. And if it's on the left, then do a left trigger, which would be this. Okay, so this one's matched up, do a right trigger, it's in its spot. This one got matched up from us taking it out, put it in its spot. And if you see this, but the rest is not completed, then that means there's still more corners left.
I know, I'm buying you some books for technology modules for NIs.
So, yeah. But you might have this case where you have one at the bottom. In this case, move this up so that it's at the top now. Move it up to here and then match it up. So, and you might have another case where you have one that's at the top. In this case, put it opposite one of the non-empty stickers. I only have one face, so I only have one left, so I'm gonna put it up there, and then you're welcome. Move this side up, turn the top twice, and then put it back down. Now it's much easier. On to the next step, which is to solve the middle layer. The next step is to solve the middle layer. So you start by finding edge pieces at the top face that have no yellow stickers, and if you have none that don't have yellow, then you're gonna need to do a trigger and then put the white piece back, so it's gonna be in its slot. So let's say this one, you have to make a vertical line with it like that. And the other color, don't put the edge to that face, but what the other color is not. And I'm gonna do a right trigger because it goes on the right, and it's gonna be in its slot. So this time, and if it needs to go on the left, then do a left trigger and put it back. So just to repeat the process for all the other ones. If it needs to go on the left, to do a left trigger, and then put it back. If it needs to go on the right, do a right trigger and put it back. And when you're done with that, you should have the bottom 2 layers. On to the next step. The next step is to solve the yellow cross. So if you have none, then then you're gonna need to do this. And if you have 2 that are diagonal, then put it that they're vertically like that, and then do the same thing. So I got that. I'm gonna do it. And if you have 2 that they create something like this, turn it so that there's one right here and the other one's right there, and do it again. After that, you should have the cross. On to the next step. The next step is to solve the entire yellow face. So we're gonna so basically this side's gonna be solved. The bottom 2 layers are still gonna be solved, and white is still gonna be solved. So if you have 0, then do that. And if you get this where you have 1 corner, make it so that it looks like a fish, and then do that again. And if you get the same thing again, then you might have to turn it twice like that, and when you're done with that, you should have the yellow face. And like I said, you solve the bottom 2 layers, and white is still solved. On to the next step. The next step is to position the top corners in the correct spot. If you have none that are that could go on the same face, then do this.
I finished this page just for the cover.
When you're done with that, you should have a matching one, and if you do, then hold that in the left face like that, and then do it again. When you're done with that, you should have your corner position. On to the next step. So the next step is to position the yellow edges all in the right spot. So the algorithm is this. So you do this.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Now you might need to do this a few more times, like do here, like we do here.
Does that marker like dry out, Dave, or can we leave?
And if you have a face that's completely solved, then hold that in the back of your cube like this, and then you do it. Now you might need to do it again, so I'm going to do that right here. And when you're done with that, you should have a solved cube. So I'm gonna solve it now. I'm just gonna solve this one so you guys can sort of see the process when I'm doing it.
I thought it might redo itself like a water ones.
I have the cross now. Alright, I'm on to the middle layer. Da, da, da. And if you get this, where you have an entire face solved on the 7th step, that one, in that case, the corners are in the right spot, so you basically still hold it in the left. bye. I hope you like this video on how to solve a Rubik's Cube. Bye.